Good morning for the next 3 minutes, and welcome back to Field 1 here at Palmasola in the FGCL. And what a battle we've got coming up here in the second game of our triple header in the FGCL. On one side, the first place, presently tied for first place, DeSoto Queens. 8-1 on the summer, but coming off of their first loss of the year against the Aquanauts, with whom they're tied up at the top. On the other side, the currently sitting fourth place 5-4 Bradenton Slice, who boast one of the best offenses in the entire FGCL. So it's going to be, I think, a really good battle between these two teams. And we'll give you the starting lineups for the DeSoto Queens, coached by Presley Pylon. They're the away team in all three games of this series. This is game one between the Queens and the Slice. Maddie Furness will lead off. She is the pitcher today for the Queens. Batting second is Jemiah Byram, the third baseman. Land, the catcher, will bat third. Anna Land out of Georgia Military College. Batting fourth is the shortstop Ella Brooks. Bella Ruggiero, the first baseman, hits fifth. Ava Blakely, the right fielder, is in the sixth spot. Natalia Colon, the center fielder, bats seventh. Carissa Howell, the second baseman, hits eighth. Savannah Lewis is in left and playing in the 9 spot. Maya Doyle, the ad today, will turn it over in the 10 hole, and they will face in the circle for the Slice, the incoming freshman going to Liberty. Caitlin Nesbitt, a 2.55 ERA on the summer, 1-1 record, 11 innings, 10 hits, 10 runs, 4 earned. So something to watch. Defense has struggled a bit with Nesbitt in the circle. She's walked 6 and struck out 6, and now facing a Queens offense that, like the Slice, is one of the best in the entire FGCL. Gray Robertson here in the booth along with producer Gracie. We want to hear from you. Tweet me at Gray, Gray_Robertson. We'll read your message on the air. First pitch misses high and away to Maddie Furness, and we're off and running. Furness in the portal from Georgia Tech. Fouls that one off, 1-1. Out of Southington, Connecticut, Maddie Furness is 0 for 1 here this summer, so getting the leadoff spot. Starting pitcher today for the Queens. That's a roller over to short. Molitor's got it. There's the out. Great stretch by Lamar. 1 down. Defense for the Slice looks like this. Out in left, it's Gardner. In center, it's Shaw. Bross is in right. Lexi Shavers over at third base. Molitor at short. Dodge at second. Lamar working a great first base. And then Brinkman behind the dish. And a first pitch strike to Jemiah Byram. Byram, the Liberty Flame, as the kids say, yeeted one a few days ago. Monster bomb out to left field. This summer, Byram is hitting .321, 9 of 28 with 11 RBIs, 2 homers, 2 doubles, 7 runs. She'll take the strike on the outer edge, 1-2. Nesbitt is going to keep it low in the zone a good bit. Kind of works drop and curve. She can mix it occasionally, I would say. But what's impressed Gracie and me the most when she's been in the circle, she will come into righties. Not afraid to do it. She can work both sides of the plate. Went away there, 2-2. In the air to left. Gardner tracking in foul ground. And she got it. Colliding with the fence. Great running grab by the portaling Riley Gardner. 2 gone. Now comes Anna Land out of Georgia Military College. And back up the middle, base hit. 4th hit of the summer for Land. 2-out single, and that is good sign for the Queens. These are 2 of the top 3 offenses in the FGCL by average. And the first pitch ball to Ella Brooks. Brooks from North Iowa Area Community College. Hudson, Wisconsin native. This summer, Brooks is 0 for 4. Has walked twice. Here's a strike, 2-1. On this field earlier today, the squeeze run ruled the Sea Cows 12-0. That wasn't the story. The story was a combined run rule, or I should say a combined no-hitter. Channa Wolf and Kaylin Yoder. That's outside, ball 4. A couple 2-out base runners. I'm going to have to peek through the archives. I know of definitely one no-hitter that has happened. That was back in 2021 by Blake Nelliman from Georgia Tech. There have not been a ton in the league's history, so I got to go back and look through the archives. We'll get the historical nuggets later tonight. Chance for the Queens with one of their MVP candidates, Bella Ruggiero, the first baseman. She'll take ball 1 outside. Ruggiero from Florida State hitting .640. 16 of 25, 9 RBIs, a homer, a double, 11 runs. OBP at .679 thanks to 3 walks. Came too far in, 2-0. Now time called as Lamar and Brinkman share some words of encouragement to Nesbitt, the incoming freshman. Bella Ruggiero, though, part of a pretty long line of successful FSU catchers who've come to the FGCL. Great example, Michaela Edenfield, playing in the AUSL now, and she redshirted her first year of college, came here, blew up, and then became a star. Ruggiero kind of following the same path here. On the ground to short. Molitor, tough hop, ate her up a bit, but the throw to first is in time. That's a nice bit of work by Nesbitt to get out of a dicey situation. We go to the bottom of the first. Slice offense coming up. Here's the lineup for the Bradenton Slice, the home team in this series, 5-4 on the summer. Kylie Shaw, the center fielder, will lead off. Lexi Shaver, third base, bats second. Ella Dodge, second base, will hit third with Layla Lamar, the first baseman, cleaning up. Emma Brinkman, the catcher, bats fifth. Grace Molitor's the shortstop, hitting sixth. Riley Gardner's out in left, batting seventh. Lily Holtjay, the today, hits eighth. Precious Bross, the right fielder, bats ninth. Sydney Watts, the DP, hits 10th against Maddie Furness in the circle. First pitch ball to Shaw. From Furness, the righty, freshman last year from Georgia Tech out of Southington, Connecticut. Currently in the portal. Part of this Queens staff that leads the FGCL and ERA as a team. Furness with a 3.10 mark ERA-wise. 4-0 record, 20 and a third innings, 18 hits, 12 runs, 9 earned, 12 walks, and 26 strikeouts. Shaw, the newest Auburn Tiger, takes it for a strike, 1-2. Kylie transferred there from from Florida to Auburn, hitting .500, 15 of 30, 2 RBIs, 2 doubles, 9 runs. 515 OBP for Shaw. Slap to third, nicely gloved, but the throw is wide. Byram was trying to hustle because of Shaw's speed, and that'll be a throwing error that allows Shaw to reach second. So the E5 will put a runner in scoring position for Lexi Shaver. Defense for the Queens looks like this. Outfield, left to right, Lewis, Colon, and Blakely. Infield, I don't know what that was. Infield, Byram, Brooks, Howell, and Ruggiero left to right. Behind the dish, you've got Land. And here is Lexi Shaver. She'll take strike one. Shaver, one of our interns, one of my favorite people here. Got jammed, and it's caught by Ruggiero at first. Bella had to get up there. She climbed the ladder. And even on a weird piece of hitting, good contact by Shaver. But an unproductive out. And here is the Tennessee Lady Vol, Ella Dodge. Strike one. Second year in the FGCL for Dodge, who's hitting .370, 10 of 27, 6 RBIs, 3 doubles, 7 runs. I feel like we're due for a Dodge bomb at some point, right? One and two. And Dodge chases. Furness gets the K. 2 down. And steps Layla Lamar. Trying to drive in Shaw. Won't take much. Furness staying away, 0-1. Lamar in the portal after starting her career at Florida. Daughter of Marissa Young, head coach at Duke. 12 of 27, 444 average, 10 RBIs, 4 homers, 2 doubles, 11 runs. Down on the count 0-2. On the ground to third. Byram's got it. Inning over. So the error does not come back to hurt the Queens, and off we go. 1 inning down, no score. Queens and Slice on field 1. Blakely, Cologne, and Howell, 6, 7, 8. And Ava Blakely from Lamar fouls off the first pitch she sees. I will say this strategically. Ty Charlton not in the lineup today. Again, everybody trying to get at bats, but she is going to come in this game. Feels like if the Slice want to win, because Charlton has been just on fire this summer. Slice has got to grab a lead before that happens. Because you can try all you can to lob off the head of the Queen, but it's very tough with hitters like Taya Charlton, Bella Ruggiero. Blakely's had a good summer. Ava, 6 of 19. That's a .316 batting average, 4 RBIs, 4 runs scored. And she takes it low, 3-1. Well, there in the third base coaching box is Presley Pylon, leading the way for the DeSoto Queens. First year in the FGCL for the Queens. Presley started her career at LSU, graduated from Baylor very recently. Blakely sneaks it through the middle past Molitor. That's a leadoff single for the Queens here in the second. Ava Blakely reaches with hit number 7 this summer. Natalia Cologne out of Longwood now. First pitch out to right. Watch out. Blakely is thinking 3, and she might be able to come home. There was a misplay in right, and then a great throw in from Bross. Fielding error in right is going to allow Cologne to take second. 2 in scoring position after the Cologne single in the miscue with nobody out. And here is the portaling Carissa Howell, previously of Liberty, trying to get the Queens on the board here in the second. That one misses low and in. Howell, 6 of 22 with a .273 average, 5 RBIs, 1 homer, 2 doubles, 4 runs. She's walked 6 times, so a 467 on base percentage for the one they call Riss. Ooh, that hit her. Base is loaded. She will take a walk. And this top of the second has gone from slice and dice to dicey for the slice, with Savannah Lewis coming in. Another one looking for a new home from Salt Lake Community College. Sophomore last year. Time called. So Lewis goes to have a word with Pylon. Sav hitting .364, 8 of 22 with 2 RBIs, a double, 7 runs. Caitlin Nesbitt trying to get out of a bases loaded, nobody out situation. Good stop by Brinkman. We've seen her almost do it. Earlier this summer, it was bases loaded, nobody out. She got 2 outs and a ground ball against the Rodeo. Unfortunately, an error allowed 2 runs to score on that 2-out bases loaded ball in play. One and two. Chopped foul. Slap to third. What a play, but then nowhere for Shaver to go. It's a great job by Shaver gloving it and keeping it from getting down the line, but a run will score. On an unsuccessful fielder's choice. And now time called. Base is still loaded, still nobody out. Shaver over at the hot corner today. Hasn't played third in a while. Now Purser out to chat with the infield. Brittany Purser, head coach for the Slice. And it was a good stop because I think that was going to be a fair ball down the line, and that scores at least 2, maybe more. You never know with that corner. So they're loaded still for Amaya Doyle, Tennessee Lady Vol. Hitting a casual .524, 11 of 21 with 4 RBIs, 1 double, 5 runs. .583 OBP, not bad for the 10 spot. One and one. Queens entered today with 80 runs scored as a team. That's 13 more than the next highest. Ooh, a little high, 2-1. Next most are the Squeeze and the Aquanauts, again entering today with 67. Queens have also allowed the fewest runs by 3 compared to the Sea Cows. That was again entering today. That will have changed after what happened earlier on this field. Doyle attacks low, 2-2. Oh, ball 3. Reminder, we want to hear from you. You can tweet me at Gray, GRAY_Robertson. Let me know where you're watching and how you're tuning in. We'll read your message on the air. Payoff. Doyle to left, that's down. 1 run will score. Slightly misplayed in left, and everyone's safe. 2-0 Queens on the RBI from Doyle. And Almua is going to run for Doyle over at first base. Still nobody out. And it's crazy because this inning has not been, the Queens all over Caitlin Nesbitt. That's not the story here. A single up the middle, kind of one that had eyes out to right field, a hit by pitch, a tough luck fielder's choice that was actually a good play to keep it to just 1 run, and then Doyle working a full count. RBI single to left, but there was a pitch earlier in that AB that very easily could have been strike 3. So to the top of the order, and Maddie Furness, who grounded out in the first. First pitch to third. Shaver's got it. There's 1. Good job on the force by Lexi Shaver. And comes Shemaya Byram, who fouled out in the first inning. It was a fly ball out to left field. Something similar will probably score another run. On the ground to short. Molitor will throw to third, and it was a little too close. And that'll be an E6 to let another run score. That's a very tough break for Nesbitt because Molitor probably had time to go home and then tried to go to third, but she was too close to Shaver. Bases loaded. Now a liner to Molitor, the flip to third, and a double play because, of course. So immediately Molitor gets it right back, and it's only 3 in for the Queens as we go to the bottom of the second here on Field 1. 5, 6, 7 for the slice as they try and answer here in the bottom of the second. Kind of a weird, I'll drop Gracie's favorite word, kooky top of the inning here. And now Brinkman will start off the bottom half with ball one. Brinkman, Molitor, and Gardner against Furness. Emma Brinkman in the portal. Young lady's got a lot of options, I think. And she will line it out to right. Ground ball just right past the second baseman for the Queens, Howell. Yeah, first hit of a day for the slice. We will not have a no-hitter on this field. And Emma Brinkman now is 13 of 25. Telling you, coaches, my DMs are open. I'll fill you in about Emma Brinkman. I think she can do it at a lot of different schools. First pitch strike to Grace Molitor out of Arizona State. I know she's probably trying to atone for the error in the last inning. 9 of 22 with 4 RBIs, 2 homers, 4 doubles, and 4 runs this summer. Now down 0-2. Out too short. It's gloved. No throw at first. And tough for Brinkman. She had to hold in case it was caught by Brooks. 1 away. I'll bring up Riley Gardner. Another portaler for the slice. Coming from Minnesota. Got 1 more year, the graduate student. Got to re-secret service up. Lamb behind the plate. Gardner is 6 of 21, 286 average with 2 RBIs and 3 runs. She's walked twice, and, you know, I think she knows how I feel and what she should do, but I'm just a man imploring everyone to reach base. I mean, look at where Ruggiero is. She's basically in the outfield at first. Runner goes, and Molitor will slide in safely on the steal. That was ball 1. Let's see what Gardner dials up with the runner in scoring position. Slapped and missed. 1-1. Riley also a part of the heavy contingent of Love Island fans around here. I feel like every dugout I walk in, they're talking about Love Island. Have not watched the show. Don't know. You know, I've seen some of the shows that it's based on or are based on it, like Too Hot to Handle and Bachelor in Paradise. You know, I've watched some of it. Never seen Love Island, but my gosh, it has consumed the Summer League this year. 1-2 from Furness. Misses. 2-2. Once we get to the postseason, the top 4 seeds will get a bye. They will only have to play 1 game on Thursday. Swing and a miss. Furness gets the K, her second. You know, we've avoided, as best we can, doubleheaders, but that will have to be part of the postseason. There will be 8 games. according to the current bracket mock-up I have. Played on Thursday. Semis on Friday, championship Saturday. Lily Holt J will take a first pitch strike. And now trouble. Molitor will get tagged out, and that's the inning. Just leaked off a second a little too far, and she'll be officially caught stealing to end the inning. So a hit, but Furness faces the minimum, and we go to the third with the Queens up by 3. Four, 5, 6 for the Queens. And a first pitch strike to Ella Brooks. She walked in the first. Nesbitt back out to work in the circle. There's a ball. So the postseason is going to be single elimination. There will be 8 games on Thursday. We're probably going to start them pretty early. Cycle everybody through. Top 4s have byes. Everybody else is battling in the first round. There's a strike. So just for funsies, if the postseason started right this second, Versailles would be the 4 seed. They would have the winner of Impact and Circus. The Queens would be the 1 seed. Actually, Benats would be the 1 seed, so the Queens would be the 2. Called strike 3, and a K looking for Nesbitt. 1 down. Queens would be the 2, which would mean they would have the winner of Sea Cows and Nears. A lot of time to go. Bella Ruggiero grounded out her first time up. That one didn't curve in enough. That dropped low, 2-0. Here's ball 4. So Ruggiero takes her base. 1 out walk. And up comes Ava Blakely, who started the barrage in the second with that single up the middle. Came around to score as well. Interesting. No third base coach for the Queens right now. There's Presley Pylon on the first base side. Show you third base. Nobody. So it's up to you, Queens base runners. Are you coming home or are you staying? Sharply to Shaver. She got in front of it and recovered well for the out. She says she's all good. Good to see Lexi. All right, after that. That probably wasn't a ton of fun on the ricochet, but I'll tell you what, she got in front of it, and that's why she was able to make the play, even though it was hit hard by Blakely. Now in steps Natalia Colon, who singled to right in the second, came around to score a little later on in the inning. That was on the first pitch. This time it's first pitch, pop up to second. And a good job by Nesbitt. The walk doesn't do much damage. We go to the home half of the third, still 3-0 Queens. Bottom of the slice order, 8, 9, 10 will face Furnace here in the third. Lily Holt-J was at the plate in the second when Molitor was caught stealing. And now the newest FAU Owl will take strike, or I beg your pardon, ball one outside. Transferring from Arizona State, Lily Holt-J, who immediately made an impact with a 2-for-3 introduction to the slice. On the summer, 4 of 15, 2 RBIs, a double, and a run. Oh, misses in, 2-0. Holt-J just over the glove of Howell at second and into the gap in right center. That's a leadoff single for the slice. Second straight inning with a leadoff base hit. So a single for Holt-J on a 2-0 count. And up comes Precious Bross, who is no longer portaling, officially going to South Carolina. Back in her hometown of Columbia. Started at Georgia. Now going to play for Ashley Chastain Woodard up in Cola. She'll cut on and miss the first pitch from Furnace. Precious 2 of 16 this summer, 125 average. She's scored a run. She's walked once. OBP is 263. She's been hit twice as well. And that's a double play. Ruggiero with the easy grab, and Holtje was just too far off the bag. And we got a review. Brittany Purser asking if Ruggiero stepped on the safety bag and not the actual first base, so we'll take a gander for just a moment. So this is a new one, and I remember this from international play with the safety base, and this is something I think a lot of people are still having to figure out. With the safety base, the only time it really comes into play is when you're running down the line. Any out at first base has to be on the base that is actually first base within the fair foul line down the right field first base area. Sydney Watts takes strike one. So there is one out. And based on the review that we saw, Ruggiero did step on the safety base and not regular first base. So that's a tough break. I don't know how often Florida State has used the safety base. I know that that is something that the Rules Committee has proposed to make mandatory this year. They'll be voting on that in August. Watt strikes out looking. That's how you respond if you're Furness. 2 away. Now back to the top of the order with Kylie Shaw. She'll take it low for ball one. Shaw reached on an error in the first. In fact, the leadoff has been on base each inning for the slice. That was a strike, but it got away. Two and one on the pass ball. Now 3 and 1. On deck is Shaver. Lexi Shaver's got 10 RBIs this summer, so she's waiting. Shaw trying to reach. The Furness curve, especially to lefties, has been very tough because you just can't guarantee that it's going to come back in the zone. She's able to sometimes throw that fastball in the outer half. Tunnels it well. Payoff to Shaw. Out towards center field, and this should be caught. It is. And Cologne ends the inning with a runner left stranded. We've played 3-0 Queens here on Field 1. Nesbitt back out to work in the circle as we go to the fourth. Howell, Lewis, and Doyle. Carissa Howell, currently in the portal, steps in. She was hit by a pitch in the second. Oh, and that hit her in like the same spot, like to a T. Leadoff HBP as Pylon sprints across and goes to the third base coaching box. Howell taking a walk. Now Savannah Lewis. RBI fielder's choice for Sav in the second. Oh and 1. It's really been the bottom of the Queen's order that's caused the most destruction. Bunted foul, and that's tough for Brinkman. A Purser will come out. Being a catcher is not for the faint of heart. Trust me, there were some days where I would see Allie Shipman and she would just be like one bruise, just a full body bruise. But Brink's all right. Oh, 2. Hit towards the cars. That's foul. Is that a slap or a bunt? Slap? Okay, slap. I think I agree. It was like kind of a check slap. Over on the other field, they're going to talk about it. Top 3, Pioneers up on the rodeo, 4-1. Oh. One and 2. Just double checking Appendix G. I know that's not reviewable, but I just want to make sure if somebody had asked. I've already had an Appendix G moment on Field 2 today. One of the teams asked about reviewing out of the box, which is not reviewable. Another foul ball by Lewis. A lot of running over there at first for Howell. Slap foul. I think if I'm Nesbitt, I'm trying to feed something inside right here. See if you can cross up Lewis. Because basically the last like 6 pitches have all been in the same spot, outer half. You got to get there, though. If you miss it over the plate, Lewis can take advantage. There's the swing and miss. Not quite as inside as I thought, but it was low on the drop. One down. Second strikeout for Nesbitt. And in steps the Lady Ball, Amaya Doyle. Doyle had an RBI single in the second. She'll take ball one. Carterville, Illinois native, freshman last year for Karen Weekly. Hard foul, 1-1. Three and one. On deck is Charlton. We're wondering when the moment will come. It was always going to be 2 ABs for Furnace and then tie his time. Beautiful. Full count. Ball four. Doyle takes the walk. 2 free passes. And now here comes Charlton. Almua will run. At first for Doyle. Taya Charlton, the Georgia Bulldog. Chance to really bust it open. Here's what she's done this summer. 13 of 23, that's a .565 average, 11 RBIs, 3 homers, 2 triples, 2 doubles, 11 runs, 7 walks, a .667 on-base percentage for Taya. And Nesbitt is staying away, 2-0. We have not seen Nesbitt go in much today. She has been working the outer half to both lefties and righties pretty much all game, and now Brinkman will call time. Two 2-0 on Charlton. Back up the middle, base hit. And Shaw couldn't field it cleanly. I think the run was going to score anyway. Another RBI for Taya Charlton, her 12th of the summer. It's 4-0. Just a hot shot right by Nesbitt. Now Byram moves 0 for 2 with a foul out and an ROE reached on an error in the second. First pitch away. Liberty Flame, Jemiah Byram. Out towards center. Goodbye. Jemiah Byram with a bomb. The Queens have exploded. 7-0 after the 3-run shot in the fourth. Man, Byram got all of that, and Shaw took 2 steps and said, I can't catch that. Jemiah's 3rd home run of the summer, and now she has driven in 14. After Charlton grabbed the lead in RBIs, Byram said, I got you, and she grabs it right back. And now they're clear with 1 gone for Anna Land. First pitch fouled off. Land 1 for 2 with a single and a double play. Boy, when Jemiah Byram barrels it up, that baby is out of here. I mean, she's had 2 monsters in the last couple days on this field. A little too far in, 2-1. Chopper to short. Molitor's got it. Second out recorded. Now up comes Ella Brooks. A walk and a strikeout for Brooks, who I think we'll see in the circle probably next inning. Oh and 1 on Brooks. Two and 1. Nesbitt will get out of the 4th inning with a strikeout, her 3rd, but a lot of damage done. 4 runs in, capped off by the 3-run homer from Jemiah Byram. 7-0 Queens as we go to the bottom of the 4th. New pitcher in the ballgame for the Queens as we go to the bottom of the fourth. It is Ella Brooks out of North Iowa Area Community College. Another one looking for a new home. Replacing the starter, Maddie Furness, who went 3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 3 Ks. Brooks this summer, a 3.92 ERA, 3-1 record, 19 and 2/3 innings, 18 hits, 12 runs, 11 earned, 15 walks, and 8 strikeouts. The Queens have built quite the lead, but the Slice, I promise you, is never, ever out of it. In the heart of the order, Shaver, Dodge, Lamar, 2-3-4, set to face Brooks. Strike 1 to Lexi Shaver. Shaver entered today, hitting .458 with 10 RBIs, 3 homers, a triple, 3 doubles. In the process of pursuing new opportunities, we'll say. Down 0-2 against Brooks. One and two. Foul. Another 1-2. Shaver on a line out to right, but well tracked in the outfield by Blakely. One gone. Now Ella Dodge, who struck out in the first. Strike 1. Quickly 0-2. Queens will have the middle of the order due up in the 5th as they try and push this into run roll territory. One and two. Dodge thinking oppo, that's foul. Ella Dodge from right here in Bradenton, Tennessee Lady Ball. Redshirt freshman last year for Karen Weekly. There's her head coach here in the Summer League, Brittany Purser, over in the third base coaching box, leading Walter State up in Tennessee normally. Back here in the FGCL with the slice. Dodge waits and sends that into the lot. Hit the ground, not a car. 1 and 2. Dodge, opposite way to left field, but this will be an easy catch on the run for Lewis. 2 down. It's so interesting, this Slice offense, because they have as much explosiveness as anybody in the FGCL. They've got 10 home runs entering today, tied for the most with the Queens, but there are just some games where it just isn't happening, and today seems to be one of those. 2 gone for Layla Lamar, who grounded out in the first. That's what's going to make, I think, the Slice a very volatile pick for the postseason. They can for sure win the whole daggum thing, but if they pick the wrong day to not string hits together, that's when they get in trouble. On the ground to second, Howell's there, inning over. 1-2-3 for Brooks, and the Queens will look to push this into run rule territory when we come back. We go to the 5th, and a new pitcher in the ballgame for the Slice. It'll be Aubrey Yarnall, the lefty out of Charlotte. Yarnall on the summer, a 3.50 ERA, 1-1 record, 16 innings, 20 hits, 8 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 16 Ks. Facing 5, 6, 7 in the order for the Queens, and strike 1 to Bella Ruggiero, who's over 1 with a walk. Nesbitt goes 4 innings, 6 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Now 1-1. Ruggiero, wow, just past the glove of Yarnall. And a new shortstop, Ella Dodge, who moved over from second, makes the play for the out. Boy, that was almost like a slow motion moment. As we tell you about the other defensive changes, Dodge is at short now, and Brittany Gingrich has checked in to play second. She'll be in the 6th spot for the Slice. 1 away for Ava Blakely, who's 1 for 2 with a single, a run, and a ground out. She'll take strike 1. Really the only inning where the Queens kind of truly, capital H, hit Nesbitt was the 4th. They more or less found spots in that 3-run second, but with this offense, it's just hard to keep them down multiple times through. Keep in mind, this is also the first of 3 here to close out the week. Two and two. A reminder, I still want to hear from you. If you're viewing this game, you can tweet me at Gray_Robertson. Hit me up on the gram. My DMs are open. Facebook messages worked as well. Strikeout recorded. Brinkman will throw down. That'll finish the process for out number 2. So bases clear, 2 gone for Natalia Colon. Single and a pop out. She's also scored. The wind has now paused fully here on our field. There was a little breeze earlier. What I don't love about when the wind pauses is typically that means in like 2 hours something weathery is coming. (2-0) in the dirt, 3-0. And a 4-pitch walk will send Cologne to first base. And bring up Carissa Howell, who would love to get a hit and not get hit. She's been hit by a pitch twice in this game. Carissa now 4 times she's been hit this summer. And she'll take the ball, 1-0. That means entering this plate appearance, 10 free passes drawn by Howell here in the FGCL. She's thinking homer, but a little out in front there. That'll be fun to go collect, 1-1. Two and two. Howell flies it out to center. Shaw is there, and she'll make the grab to strand a runner. And in the top of the 5th, Slice needing runs. They're down 7-0 here against the Queens. Brooks back to work. And a first pitch ball to Emma Brinkman. 5-6-7. Due for the slice here in the fifth. Brinkman singled in the second, her lone at bat so far. Out in front there. 1-1. New catcher in the ballgame for the Queens, the portaling Sophia Grillo, replacing Land. Brinkman again early. It's out of play. Give you a scoreboard update from field 2 after this pitch to Brinkman. 1-2 coming from Brooks. Again early, again foul. Top of the fourth over there. It's tied up at 4. Pioneers and Rodeo. Two and two.
It's right there.
Brinkman way up in the air. Catch made by Lewis for the first out. Now the first AB today for Brittany Gingrich in the portal. Looking for a new home from Lees McRae College. 3 of 21 this summer, 143 average with an RBI, 5 runs. She's walked 3 times and been hit by a pitch once, so the OBP at solid 280. Almua in at short for the Queens as well. That was a change last inning. Three and out. Ball 4. So Gingrich draws the walk. And maybe a little something from the bottom part of the order for the slice. Trying to stay on pace. Again, if they were to lose this game and the Impact were to win later today, then the Impact would move into 4th place. Gardner shows bunt, pulls back. Impact will play the Finns on field 2 at 2:30. Gardner struck out in the second. Just the second time she struck out here this summer. In fact, the Slice have really kept their strikeouts down as a whole. Layla Lamar has yet to K this entire season. Shaver, same deal. Nesbitt hasn't struck out yet. 3-0 to Gardner. That loops in for a strike, 3-1. It's fouled away. Slapped up the middle and through. Gardner battles and wins that AB. Snuck it just past Brooks. And maybe something here for the Slice. This is the first inning in which they've had multiple base runners on. And Lily Holtje, who's got a lot of pop in that bat and has already singled today, that was in the third, will face Brooks. I'm telling you, look, the Queens are in command of this game, full stop. But it will not take much for the Slice and their pop to get back in it, especially if the production comes from the bottom half, because you know the top half is right there as well, and they can strike lightning quick. All things to consider for Brittany Purser in the third base coaching box. Lily Holtje can make this really interesting. Oh and 1 on the foul ball. Popped up. I think this might stay in play. And it's a foul ball just out of reach. Ruggiero did run out of room. Holtje got under it. Infield fly called. Catch made anyway for the second out. Now can Precious Bross extend this inning? Slice cannot let this moment slip by without something coming in. Newest South Carolina Gamecock lined out to first base in the third inning. And she sends that back behind us, 0-1. One and one. Three and one. On deck is the very powerful Sydney Watts. And then the top of the order, so interesting situation for Brooks here. 3-1 to Bross. Ball 4. Hesitated for a hot second, but is indeed a walk. Base is loaded for the slice, and now you've got to find something here. Watts struck out on 3 pitches in the third. Entered this game hitting .250 with a couple RBIs. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Now might be a good time for Pylon to go have a word with Brooks, settle her down. Watts in the air towards right. That's drifting foul and just out of the reach of a diving Blakely. 1-1. It's good effort by Blakely. Another foul ball, 2-2. Well, what does Brooks have hidden away in the arsenal that she can use right here? Full count. Payoff to Watts. Got her! What a strikeout from Brooks to end the threat. Slice will leave them loaded, and the Queens will look for more as we go to the 6th. We go to the 6th, and the Queens looking to push this into that magic run rule territory with 9-10-1 due up. Lewis Doyle and Charlton. Darnell trying to keep the Queens where they are. Slices slowly starting to get more into it offensively, but they just left the bases loaded in the bottom of the 5th. Always dangerous for a pitcher, so Yarnell's got to bear down. Two and one. Ooh. I think that might have gotten Greg. 2-2. I got Brinkman as well.
What happened?
That one misses high. Full count. Well, you definitely don't want to mess around with Lewis and Doyle. Charlton awaits, and Doyle, not your standard 10 hitter here in the FGCL. And I feel like Savannah Lewis has seen about 1 million pitches today. Oh my. Give you a Field 2 update after this. That is checked over to third. Shaver in time. Okay, Lexi Shaver. Look at her work in the hot corner for the first out. That was not easy. And good work by Shaver to get that out. And bring up Amaya Doyle. RBI single and a walk here for Doyle. That one in the zone for a strike. Over on Field 2, bottom of the fourth, it's now 8-4 Rodeo over the Nears. Oh and 2. Doyle in the air to left. Long run for Gardner, but she's up to the task. So how about Aubrey Arnold doing the job? First 2 out, and the bases are clear for Taya Charlton. Taya had an RBI single in the fourth. I would just stay away. She's now 14 of 24 with 7 extra base hits. Two and out. Now the one danger in walking Charlton is Byram's on deck, who's crushed a couple homers in the last few games. That's ball 4. Charlton will take her base. 8th walk of the summer. It's frankly just hard not to view Ty Charlton as the current frontrunner for Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, she, I think, is the most feared bat in this league right now. Byram pulls it back and takes a ball. Jemiah 1 for 3. That one, a 3-run shot in the fourth. Also, Rishon an error in the second. Fouled out on a long fly ball to left in the first. And the throw down to first from Brinkman, miss Lamar. And Charlton will take second on an E2. I think just a miscommunication right there and a 2-0 count on Byram. Three and 0. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks allowed by Yarnell. And Grillo, the Portaling South Carolina Gamecock, try and get that run rule run in. Slice it still at the bottom of the 6th. Sophia Grillo, 6 of 24 this summer, 250 average, 4 RBIs, a homer, 6 runs. She's walked 5 times, so the OBP sitting at 379. Arnold finds the zone there, 1-1. Over to Shaver at third. She'll step on the bag. Good job by Lexi. She had a good defensive inning. And 2 left stranded by the Queens. We will play a bottom of the 6th and definitely a 7th. We'll see if the Slice offense can chip away when we come back. Top of the order for the Slice here in the 6th. They got to string something together right now. 7-0 Queens. Shaw, Shaver, Dodge. Sounds like quite the law firm. First pitch misses away to Kylie Shaw. She's 0 for 2, reached on an error and flew out her previous 2 times up. Little cloud coverage coming over the field. Shaw hitting away, 2-0. First base ump, though, ready. He's got the hat curtain. You know, got to protect from the sun. Stopped by Ruggiero at first base. 1 away. That was probably heading foul, but Ruggiero got to it before it could. And it would have been close either way. Now here's Shaver. 0 for 2 with a line out and a fly out. She'll take strike one. Shaver, smash to left field all the way to the base of the fence. This will be a double. Lexi Shaver, really good piece. And maybe that first extra base hit of a day for the Slice offense awakens things. So you got Shaver in scoring position, Dodge and Lamar waiting. Here's the Lady Vol, Ella Dodge. Trying to make the adjustment, fouls off the first pitch. Strikeout and a flyout for Ella. Took a couple games for Dodge to really get her timing down, coming from the Women's College World Series where they were seeing a bunch of pitchers pumping 70 plus. There was a full meeting for the Slice between innings. Trying to find a spark here against the Queens. Queens win would put them back at the top of the standings, a half game ahead of the Aquanauts. A Slice loss, and we got math, a lot of math we have to do. Dodge roped out to center field. That's down, base hit. And on the throw, Dodge will take second. Two in scoring position with one out. And up comes Layla Lamar, who feels due. A couple ground outs in this game. Lamar currently in the portal. Spent last year at Florida. Cary, North Carolina native. And she sends that out to deep center field. Layla Lamar gets the Slice right back in it with a 3-run homer in the 6th. 7-3 Queens. Layla's 5th home run here in the FGCL. Give her 13 RBIs this summer. And there's that Slice offense, finally stringing it together. Double, single, 3-run shot. And now they'll try and keep it up here in the 6th. Emma Brinkman fouls off the first pitch, 0-1. Brinkman is 1 for 2 with a single and a flyout. See how Brooks responds after giving up the homer. That is a fair ball down the left field line. Just touched the paint. Brinkman will glide into second. Double for the Slice. Don't look now. This is getting really interesting. 4th straight hit. Molitor will come out and run for Brinkman. Can Brittany Gingrich continue to pass the baton? She's walked once, and that's it here in this game. Gingrich in the air towards right. Howell makes the catch. 2 down. Now send up Riley Gardner, who's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. She'll take ball 1. Riley does have 2 RBIs this summer. A 3-run homer by Layla Lamar has kept the Slice invested, involved, and within striking distance here in this game. Knocking the bottom of the order, put it together. Brooks got the river, 3-1. Gingrich running at second. Gardner sends it in the air to left. It's a long run for Lewis. She couldn't make the catch. Gardner stops at second. RBI double for Riley. It's 7-4. We'll hold the phone just a bit. The coronation here in this game has been put on pause. A 4 spot by the Slice here in the 6th. And if Holt J, who steps in now, can do something here, then that guarantees in the 7th, no matter what else happens, a little more action for the top of the order. Brooks fighting through this inning. Holt J, crushed out towards left center. 2-run homer. Amazingly, the Slice is within 1, 7-6. Lily Holt J with her first home run in the FGCL. And in the blink of an eye, 6 runs in the inning. The explosive Slice offense has come alive in crunch time. And now Pylon having a word with the infield. Boy, out of nowhere. This inning started with a ground out by Kylie Shaw, but since then, double, single, 3-run homer, double pop out, double 2-run homer. Now Precious Bros, who has a line out and a walk to her name here in this game. Swing away from tying it. She wanted it, and she went 0-1. This was kind of the game we expected. The path was not necessarily how we thought it would go. But a close battle with scoring between these offenses, that's more like it. Bros off the end of the bat. Long run from second for Howell, but she makes the play and sends us to the 7th. But it's a brand new 7th inning. The Queens, who had basically all the look of a run rule win, will now try and get some insurance up by 1. 7-6 your score after 6 here on Field 1. Well, to quote The Office, oh how the turntables. 7-6 queens. 4-5-6 due up. Aubrey Yarnell back in the circle for the slice. New catcher, it's Lily Holtje. And a first pitch ball to Brooks. It's Brooks, Ruggiero, and Blakely. Ella Brooks is 0 for 2, couple Ks, and a walk. She sends that pitch out to center. Shaw is tracking, and Brooks hits the homer! Ella Brooks, a solo bomb! First hit of the summer, and it's out of here! 8-6 Queens! Wow! Ella Brooks just got all of it. I thought it might have been too high, but it snuck over the center field wall. The ice cream truck is here. Hope he keeps driving. That sound is a lot. Bella Ruggiero. She's due, and she hits it out to left. Past a diving dodge. Now a 1 for 3 game for Bella. What a start to the 7th, man. You challenge the Queens. They're going to come back with a little something extra. Blakely's 1 for 3 with a single, a ground out, and a strikeout. She's also scored. In the bottom of the 7th, it'll be 10-1-2 for the slice. So if I'm the Queens, I want to continue adding anything you can do to build this lead as much as possible. Three and 0. Four-pitch walk. Now comes Purser very quickly to have a word with Yarnell. Well, if you're Yarnell, you've got the 7-hitter Cologne coming in, and then Howell, Lewis, and Doyle waiting behind. You've got to end this inning by hook or by crook, no matter what, before Taya Charlton gets another AB, because if that happens, the Queens can put this one on ice. So 3 outs have to be found in the next 4 batters, I think, just breaking it down. If a slice truly wants a chance to come back and win this thing after trailing 7-0. Natalia Cologne takes it high for ball 1. Cologne with a single, a pop out, and a walk. She's scored once. Bunted. Lamar will make the tag. Both runners move up, 1 away. Good execution on the sacrifice by Cologne. Carissa Howell. Strike 1. 0-2. It's a big-time pitch, man. Howell has been hit twice and flown out once. 0 for 1 officially in this game. Good spot. It's a ball, but I love the spot. See if you get a swing. 1-2. On the ground to short, and no play, indecision. And an RBI single on the infield for Howell because no choice was made. 9-6 Queens. Dodge just kind of got tied up. Looked at every option and then held on to it. Around the corners, Savannah Lewis bunts it. It's a squeeze play. The play at the plate will not be made. Execution by Lewis. And an RBI fielder's choice. (10-6) Queens. They just keep on pushing. 1 through 10. Now Maya Doyle is 1 for 2 with an RBI, a walk. And Charlton waits on deck. Swing and a miss, 0-1. It was 7-0 Queens. The Slice put up 6 in the bottom of the 6th. Queens have answered with 3 here in the 7th. Solo homer by Brooks set the tone here in this inning. And then a single, a walk, a sacrifice, a single, and an RBI fielder's choice that was unsuccessful. One and two.
Top 7, 10-6. Yes.
Someone has to send the ice cream man away. That's just a lot. It's a lot happening. Time called. I gotta get Holtje's Coach Com hooked back up. One, two from Yarnell. Doyle sends it way up in the air out to right. Bross will see it and hold. No movement from the runners. 2 outs, but here comes Taya Charlton. This feels like the deciding moment right here. Charlton has an RBI single and a walk in this game. Can one of the front runners for Offensive Player of the Year in the FGCL snag the dagger? Little out, 1-0. That's a strike, 1-1. Up the middle, that's through for Charlton. The throw home from Shaw is beautiful. The tag is there, inning over. Kylie Shaw might have kept the Slice alive in this game. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 10-6 Queens, but momentum for the Slice, and 10-1-2 due up on the other side. All right. If you left this game, what the heck? Brittany Purser's slice. Down 7-0 in the bottom of the 6th. Put up a 6 spot. The Queens added 3 in the top of the 7th, but then a great throw from Kylie Shaw, who's on deck, ended the inning. 10-1-2. Watts, Shaw, Shaver down by 4. Strike 1 to Watts. Ella Brooks trying to cook. Gave up 6 in the 6th, but got out of it. Facing Watts, who's 0 for 2, both times striking out. Ooh, she got out of the way. I know a couple coaches who have said stand there and take it. You need base runners. 1-1. Of course, I would have gotten out of the way too. I don't like to get hit by anything. Watts back up the middle. She's going to be on base either way. Leadoff single in the 10 spot, and this is where it gets really, really fun. Top of the order coming up. The pitcher, Watts, will be lifted for a runner. Molitor will go. And Kylie Shaw is due. 0 for 3, made that great throw in the top of the inning. Called strike, outer half, 0-1. Shaw out to right, that's down. First and second. Tying run on deck. And Lexi Shaver, 1 for 3 with a line out, a fly out, and a double. She scored once as well. Nobody out. This feels like a postseason game right now. All the way back, wild pitch. Ella Brooks trying to bear down. Still even with 2 on. With that cushion, those insurance runs, tying run still on deck. Brooks would like to keep it that way. Shaver out to the gap. That's trouble. It's a 3-run homer. Lexi Shaver will send the tying run to the plate. It's 10-9 in the 7th. Shaver with home run number 4. And if you're watching, make note, pay attention. Lexi Shaver, 1 to watch. So nobody out, nobody on. Presley Pylon goes back to the dugout after a word with the infield and with Brooks. And this is the danger zone for the Slice offense. You got Dodge at the plate, Lamar on deck. And boy, how important were all those runs the Queens got as well. And how important was the play at the plate from Shaw? My gosh, what a dramatic turn of events here on field one. Strike one to Dodge. The Tennessee Lady Ball is 1 for 3 with a run scored. Strikeout, fly out, single. Showed bunt, pulled it back. It was a ball, 1-1. Gonna get a heart rate alert from my Apple Watch. That happened the other day. Foul ball. 1-2. Ooh. Oh, just hit the shed. And a pitching change on a 1-2. Furness will re-enter. We'll step aside for a moment. Base is clear. Nobody out. 10-9 Queens. Maddie Furness coming back in. So Furness re-enters. She started the game and went 3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. It's some of the best ball I've seen from her this summer. When she left the game, officially, it was 7-0 Queens. She was replaced in the bottom of the 4th. It's now 10-9. And tough for Ella Dodge, who's got to face a new pitcher on a 1-2 count. Outside, 2-2. Woo, 3-2. Couldn't tell who wanted it more, Dodge or Furness. Dodge was ready to swing and held off. Payoff. Tying run on base. That is a very impressive walk from Ella Dodge against 2 different pitchers in that single plate appearance. Layla Lamar can walk this thing off. Ground out, 3-run homer. Two and 0. And how warm, I mean, I know she started and threw 3 innings, but how warm is Furness? Because I think that was kind of an emergency hurry-up situation. That's why she was brought in mid-AB. She had to quickly get ready. 3-0. Lamar on the 3-0 to third base and safe at second. In real time, that looked correct. On a 3-0, an unsuccessful fielder's choice, And a good slide from Dodge puts the winning run on first. Emma Brinkman looking for a new home, trying to bring home the tying and winning runs. First pitch low. She's 2 for 3 with a double, a single, and a flyout. Still nobody out, by the way. Brinkman, pass Almua, it's short. Dodge will race for home. Lamar, as the ball got away and left, will race home too, and the slice and probably walk it off 11-10. From down 7-0 in the 6th to 11-10, and a shocking victory to move to 6-4 on the summer. Emma Brinkman, the hero. Layla Lamar was on her horse. She came in to score behind Dodge. And the game of the summer goes to the slice, 11-10. Wow. They play 2 more this weekend. And I guarantee we're going to see more insanity as the Queens fall to 8-2, 2 straight losses. The Slice move to 6-4 and hold that spot in the top 4 of the FGCL. Man, Cliffs are going to be coming out red hot off the presses tonight. That is one of the best FGCL games I've called in 6 years. 7-0 Queens going to the bottom of the 6th, and the Slice walk it off 11-10. Coming up in about 30 minutes, it'll be the Skeeters and the Circus. They've got a lot to live up to. We'll see if they can meet the moment in our final game of the day. For producer Gracie, I'm Gray Robertson. What an ending. They get to do it again tomorrow right here on Field 1. We've got one more game. We'll see you then, everybody.